Breakfast Club, bitches!
Good morning, USA!
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlagmane Tha God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yay!
3 more days until Friday.
We count
And
down
Friday
to
we'll be at Miami Carnival.
Yes, we will be in Miami this weekend at Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that.
I will be in finger licking. Salute to my doggy class.
I've never been. You went without us last time.
I know. That's when you know you got a fat person living inside of you when you think about where you're going to eat and you ain't even get there. You're not even there till another 4 days.
4
Well,
days
Envy
later.
and I are West Indian, so it's a big deal to us. Right, Envy, aren't you?
Well, finger licking is not only West Indian.
I'm
food,
talking
it's-
about Miami Carnival.
Oh, I thought you
What
about
we're going for. We're not going to Miami just to eat at finger licking. You know we're going for Carnival.
I'm thinking of the food right
I mean,
now.
We're going for Juve and everything.
That fried shrimp and that fried
Yeah, I'm going to be
fish
totally honest with you. I'm going to Miami for finger licking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Carnival's cool. I'm glad that we'll be a part of that, bro.
But that finger looking sounding good.
Yeah.
But what you do yesterday? I seen you went to Stally's listening session?
Yes, Dolly had
How
a
was
listening
that?
session for his album, Ohio, that's coming out, I think, October 27th, later this month.
All right.
So that was great. It was actually like in a car, I don't know what you call it. But then he drove a car up into the, I don't know, it's a long story. I didn't know what was going on.
Was it in a car? Was it in a theater? What was it in?
It was like a garage kind of, but
Okay.
not. And he drove a car up into the garage. It was interesting.
Well,
Okay.
And he played.
It's the whole Ohio players, the old school
Yeah,
cars. and all that.
exactly.
Yeah, that whole theme. Okay.
I'm not a car person, so I don't know. I just know he drove a car into the garage.
It was a classic car. It was a classic car. One of those classic cars. I didn't see which one it was, but
And then
know
I
it was
went to Tinashe's album release party as well. Her album is out today, Aquarius.
classic. Okay.
She'll be here this morning, too.
Yeah, so she's great. She's so humble. She told me that
She ain't got, she have no reason not to be humble. She
Well,
hasn't sold
no,
any
let's be
records yet.
clear. Besides just that, she's been acting since she was very young. She's been on 2.5 Men. She's been in Polar Express. She's been in a whole lot of different things.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like she doesn't have any
Well,
background.
don't give it away. We're going to talk to Tinashe later, so we'll talk to her about all that.
But what I was saying was that she was telling me that she feels very blessed to even have an album out.
Nice.
And that a lot of people get signed to record deals and they don't even get the opportunity to put out anything. So she just
Okay.
feels like it's a dream.
all right.
And Stally should have had his album release party in Ohio. That would have been dope.
It was a listening.
It was a listening
wasn't-
session. I'm sure he's doing it state to
okay.
state. He probably did one in Ohio. He probably did one in Miami. He did one here. He did one in all the markets.
Make MMG and who he's on to? Def Jam?
MMG,
Atlantic.
Atlanta, yeah. Make them cut that check to fly everybody to Ohio.
No.
Give them the real Ohio experience.
All right, now last night, shout out to my son and his little Kinnelon Colts. They won last night. He had 1 touchdown. Did pretty good. Mm-hmm. Now what about you, Charlagmane? What you do?
I was watching Gotham on TV last night, and I was watching Bill O'Reilly and Anderson Cooper like I always do, and I was flipping channels, and I just every time it never fails. Whenever I turn to VH1 and that damn Mona Scott show is on, all they
I
doing
didn't
is
see
fighting. It's some type of altercation. It's like it should be called Love and World Star Hip Hop Hollywood. It's like it's always an altercation on that show.
Did you
Love and
change
World
or did you
Star
watch?
Hip Hop.
No, I turned. I went
No.
back to Gotham.
Oh.
Gotham
I
on
thought you
the
liked
same
the
time.
fights.
Nah, not no
Because you'd be
more.
like, it's not interesting. There's no
Nah,
fighting.
It's the same thing. Oh, what they fighting over? Nobody got nothing. Nobody
People
on that
fighting
show
over
has
Young Berg in
nothing.
these streets.
Oh, come on.
My God.
What is the world coming to? You getting in a fight over Young Berg? 0 plus 0 equals 0. Do y'all realize that? Come
Oh, my
on.
gosh.
Nothing plus nothing equals nothing. What are y'all fighting over?
You do. You're pretty good with your math.
Jesus Christ.
All right, well, we got front page news popping off. What we talking about, Yee?
Well, I would have never thought this. Sexual harassment is rampant in the restaurants. Also, LeBron wants to make sure that players get share of that new NBA TV money they getting.
What about your headline, though, bro?
His hairline
He
came
had it
back.
popping for a second.
No, it didn't.
It did come back for a little bit.
For 2 seconds.
All right.
He must have had a trial offer on whatever new plugs he was using.
Stop it. All right, we'll get into all that, and Tinashe will be joining us. Don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Lifestyle. Rich Gang. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get into some front page news. Let's start off with baseball. The Nationals beat the Giants 4-1. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers 3-1. Now, in Monday Night Football, the Seahawks beat the Redskins 27-17. Now, the NBA has a new TV deal worth $24 billion. Tell us about it, Yee.
Right, well, there you have it. The NBA does have a new deal worth $24 billion, a TV and media deal. And they actually spoke to LeBron James. And what this means now is that players should get their fair share of that new TV money. So he said, as Players Association and as owners, we've got to figure out how we can continue to grow the pie and continue to grow the business of the game. That's the number one objective. And that's a huge deal, a huge jump in money available now.
Wow. LeBron, how you gonna grow your hairline in though? I respect what LeBron's doing on the business side, but that hairline, man.
He can't do nothing with that. That's
yes, he can. I am a member of the RHC.
Oh, you just want to make the bald head?
Which is the receding hairline club. Yes, get a baldy.
He doesn't want to lose his hair yet.
I know you're trying to get away from the Michael Jordan comparisons, but your hair is thinner than Kendall Jenner. Get a baldy, LeBron.
Oh, stop it.
Can't take you seriously with that Wu-Tang symbol sitting on your skull.
He put the headband on. He's good money.
Nope.
All right, now let's talk about 90% of women who work in restaurants face sexual harassment.
Well, 90% of women that depend on tips. Now, I didn't know this, but where there's jobs that you get tips, the federal minimum wage is only $2.13 an hour. The federal minimum for non-tip workers is $7.25 an hour. And what they have found out is that women who have to live off of tips get the worst kind of sexual harassment. And that's why they're saying all states to get a full minimum wage that is required to even tipped workers. Female tip workers in particular at restaurants are subject to very high rates of unwanted, scary sexual behavior in the workplace. Women that live off of tips in states with a $2.13 per hour tip minimum wage are twice as likely to be sexually harassed as women in states that require full minimum wage for workers.
Well, you know, that's because men think they can talk to the waitresses any old kind of way. Just because they know, okay, if you want a good tip, you better sit here and let me talk nasty to you if I want to.
Yeah, 1/3 of female restaurant workers experience sexual harassment on at least a weekly basis from their customers. So they have to do something about that.
Okay. And that's front page news. Now tell them why you're mad. If you're upset, you need to vent. 800-585-1051. Maybe somebody pissed you off. Maybe you're having a bad morning. Whatever it may be, you can call us right now and vent. 800-585-1051. Tell them why you're mad. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey, yo, good morning, yo. This is the mad rapper, son, for real. I'm mad, and I stay mad. I stay angry. I stay heated. I stay pissed off. Tell them why you mad. Breakfast Club, let's go.
So, well, man, I was on my way to the gym today this morning, and I asked somebody how they were doing, and they actually told me, man, I think that's really rude, man. They're supposed to keep it simple and keep going. and just because I ask what you're doing, I mean, I really want to know what you're doing, man. I find that's rude if you actually tell somebody and turn it into a 10-minute conversation.
Well, you shouldn't ask them how they doing. I got a homeboy.
Unless you mean it.
Funny.
I got a homeboy named Little Duval who says he never asks people how they doing because he really doesn't want to know.
Damn it, man. Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Rob from Harlem.
Tell them why you mad, bro.
Cuz, man, they done fired this bitch from my job that I was trying to hit. Remember, I didn't get the hit yet. They done fired us. I'm like,
They fired her, and you didn't even get your opportunity?
Yeah, like, I was talking to her and all. I'm like, like, I'm trying to hit. I ain't tell her that, but I ain't even...
You probably was moving too slow.
You're right, but I ain't think they was just going to let her go like that. That's just like...
You know what happened?
That's mad whack.
You know what happened?
What?
The boss was probably trying to hit, and she didn't let him, so she got to go. You don't let the boss hit, you got to go.
Damn. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Mike from California / neighborhood near you. Man, what's funny is I hate the topics that deserve our attention don't get them, but instead little petty things where everything's a crime or something like that, like the server thing. Your job is to go ahead and cater to people's ego. That's what you sign up to do. Unless they grabbing that skirt or got their hand up your dress, the bounce ain't got no reason to take them out. Go ahead and get your money on.
Man, shut up, man. You must ain't got no daughters or nothing. No girl deserves to be sexually harassed just because of her job position, unless she's a prostitute. What the hell is you talking about?
Even a prostitute doesn't deserve
Prostitutes definitely deserve to be sexually harassed.
Not harassed.
That's their whole job, to be sexually
No,
harassed.
it's not. Hello, who's this?
This is Ralph.
Ralph. Good morning, Ralph.
The reason I'm calling in, the reason I'm mad is I'm a huge fan of jazz. And I'm just wondering why it doesn't get any support from the black community.
You talking about Jazz from Drew Hill?
Jazz doesn't
No,
get...
about jazz is in the music.
Jazz doesn't get any support from the black community?
The performers are black, but every single black person I've ever talked to knows nothing about jazz, can't tell a trumpet from a saxophone.
You're talking to too young a demo. You might need to go talk to some 50 and up people, and I'm sure they can have a great conversation.
Every time I go to a jazz festival, it's all black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to New Orleans.
I don't know. Every time, and they know about Young Jeezy. They know about every single rapper.
You're talking to too young a demo. Will you listen to me and go talk to people that are 50 and up?
You're right, but that's what I'm complaining about. I mean, it's one of the great art forms of American history, great American art form. Ask the next 10 people that you pick up on who Miles Davis was. They're not going to know.
Man, I know who Miles Davis is.
I think everybody knows who Miles Davis.
We didn't say you.
Miles Davis and Rihanna had the same forehead.
Oh, stop it, man. Have a good morning, sir.
All right, thank you.
Charlagmane, name one jazz song.
I don't know no damn jazz. I ain't sitting there lying about
Angela
listening to
Yee,
jazz.
name one jazz song.
Night of the Cookers, the album by Miles Davis.
Miles Davis is your friend. That's why you
Miles Davis.
Miles
Now
Davis.
Rogers.
Oh, that's
Night of the
Miles
Cookers
Rogers.
is a great.
God.
Night of the Cookers is a great restaurant here in New York. But I know enough about jazz to know that New Orleans does a great jazz festival every year.
They do. I used to play the saxophone as a kid, too.
So I want to tell that guy.
Okay, Lisa Simpson.
Go to nojazzfest.com, sir, or jazzandheritage.org, and you'll find about all the jazz you want.
All right. Tell them why you're mad. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, call us right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey, yo, this is DMX. And you know what makes me mad? When ask for the truth, but can't handle the truth. All right? Now tell them why you mad on the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Bill, tell them why you mad, bro.
Man, I ain't even mad. Like, you know, they got this new masturbator that came out. Like,
New
the little...
masturbator thing.
What?
Yeah. Hey, Charlagmane, I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, too.
You gotta expand on that. What is it?
I ain't been masturbating like that lately. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
it's like this sex toy thing. It's like a real replica of a actual female, but it's like from the hip down type.
I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
you mean it's like the torso of a woman?
Yeah, it's like real, like the vagina and all that.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah.
Tell them why you mad.
I'm kind of mad at the fact that we go along to get along with a lot of things. And in the end, God has the final say. So I'm more reflecting on this whole Supreme Court, the lack of taking their pills of the homosexual, the gay rights, and all this other stuff. We have to fight for family rights, and that is a man and a woman in the household. And that's the problem. Nobody's advocating for the family rights. Everybody's all for gay rights. And I'm not trying to put myself in a pulpit. I'm just speaking from my own experience, my own expression of what I'm seeing. And I've seen in the end, God has the final say so.
I'm gonna be honest with you, but I don't. Your opinion is your opinion, but I don't see why people care if gay people want to get married. Let them get married.
I have a problem with that because what does it say to the family? What does it say to the family structure? What does it say?
So two couples can't
Two
have a
couples
family?
cannot. A plug can't go inside a plug. A plug has to go into a socket. That's anything you look at. God did not create it that way. Well, plug on it hit into a plug. It's not designed as a.
But how does that affect you?
That's what I want to know. How does what they eat make you suffocate?
It affects me because, you know, I have children and they have to go out into this world. And they have to see things where I have to come back and have to reiterate, no, that is not the way that God created it.
I would rather that kids grow up with two parents, no matter what they are, than in a single-parent home.
Stop it, because you don't have kids, so you can say that. You haven't lived that family life.
Well, you're not gay, so you can't say that then. You haven't lived that life.
That's true, too.
I have seen it. I have two
Okay,
children.
well, I've seen it too then. So how can you say I can't speak on something you can't speak on it?
So you wouldn't even be here if that's the case. Okay, well, I want two parents. It don't matter if they have the same sex or not. How does that?
Well, there's a lot of people who are here that have two same-sex parents, so I don't know how they couldn't be here.
They have to go through a lab.
Okay, and they're here, right?
I think
Does that make your child any? Does that make a child any different whether they went through a lab or not?
I think you're too passionate about nothing, but
I am very passionate about it. Somebody has to be passionate about it. Enough is enough.
So what are you going to do?
Whoever's voting for, I'm voting this November. Whoever's on that floor that gay, then I won't vote for them.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna stop people from being gay. Like, stop.
You think that you're gonna prevent people from being gay?
Like, stop these
I can't
prejudices,
prevent.
man.
That's a choice. That's a choice. That's a choice. We all know.
So you don't think that people are born gay?
Hell no.
Thank you for your call, guy. I appreciate
Bye.
it. You do know when you argue with fools, people from a distance don't
Can't
know
tell who's who. I mean, everybody got their own prejudices. I just don't understand why people get so upset over gay people
It
wanting
makes
to
no
be
sense
married.
and to argue with somebody like that. It's just stupid.
Let them get married. Who cares?
How does that affect you?
How does it affect me?
It doesn't.
Listen, gay people should have the right to suffer in marriage the way us heterosexuals do, okay?
Are you saying you're suffering in marriage, sir? What is wrong with you?
Wow, this is so recent.
Tell them why you're mad. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, you can give us a call anytime. Now, Yee.
Yes.
Rumors coming up?
Yes, let's get some updates on these breakups. Let's talk about Amber Rose on Twitter and how she's in her feelings. Also, Nick Cannon, what did he do with that huge Mariah tattoo across his back? We got that for you.
Okay, all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Bobby Shmurda. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club.
I just love the conviction in which Bobby Shmurda says, I've been selling crack since like the 5th grade.
Please don't use conviction and Bobby Shmurda in the same sentence. I'm sure he would appreciate that.
He said, I've been selling crack since like the 5th grade.
Definitely not. Well, let's get to the rumors. We've got an update with with Amber and Wiz.
Listen up. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. With Angela Yee. It's the Rumor Report. The Breakfast Club.
Well, Amber Rose went on Twitter to talk about her heartache. She said, the pain. I wake up every morning feeling like my best friend died. I never knew what a true heartache felt like until now. And then she tweeted, the mornings are especially hard.
Oh, that's a thirst trap. I know some guy slid right into her DMs after that one, sent her a nice little Maya Angelou quote.
I might have kind of believed it if we didn't see her out and about so much, grinding on people at parties and all of that. Maybe you should just, not do that.
Okay, right. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all she needs to take a year off from guys or she's going to look like a hoe.
I didn't say she needs to take a year off. I'm just saying, why don't you lay low? It's hard. It's hard for people to believe that.
Hasn't been a week.
You was married for a year, you got to take a year off. At least 6 months. If not, you look like a hoe. You just got announced your divorce last week.
All right, Mariah Carey, in the meantime, and Nick Cannon, their breakup is, Nick Cannon went and got his Mariah tattoo covered up. He had Mariah across his back, really big. And I don't know what exactly is on his back, but you should take a look at that. It's huge. It's like a crucifixion piece.
Right. I thought it was a cross in Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus' head, and there's something else above that. I'm not sure what it is, but take a look and see if you can tell what that is. And meanwhile, Mariah Carey is still on tour. She was in Tokyo, and she was singing Don't Explain by Billie Holiday, and it's a song about a cheating lover. Take a listen. She said, I know you cheated, MFer. She kind of changed the words around a little bit to that song, I guess, to suit her mood.
Speaking of taking a break, Mariah need to take a break and let them vocal cords rest, man. She's sounding a little shaky out here.
Stop it. It's still Mariah.
Yeah, she can still be Mariah, but her voice still sounding a little shaky out here in the streets, man.
And in other couples on the verge of a breakup, Phaedra and Apollo from Real Housewives of Atlanta. He's in jail right now, and Phaedra's going to do her first no-holds-barred interview about what happened in their marriage, about his illegal activity, and all of the messiness that led to them getting divorced and him going to prison. And that's going to happen on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Pretty interesting choice of where she's going to tell all, but...
I'm surprised Ellen want that on her show.
Yeah, I was a little surprised.
The hell would Ellen want that girl on her show for? What's her name again?
Phaedra.
She popular like that to be on Ellen?
Real Housewives of Atlanta is a very popular show, and the whole situation with Apollo going to jail was a big story.
Ellen don't know nothing about that book, and somebody booked that, and they briefing Ellen on exactly what exactly is going on.
All right, well, that is your rumor report. I'm Angela Yee.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, we got some front page news. Also, Tinashe will be joining us in a little bit. So keep it locked. It's Jeremiah, YG. Don't tell them. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. We'll start off with sports. In baseballs, we're talking playoff baseball, of course. Nationals beat the Giants 4-1. Cardinals beat the Dodgers 3-1. Now in Monday Night Football, the Seahawks beat the Redskins 27-17.
Yes, my Dallas Cowboys play the Seahawks this Sunday, and
you're gonna get washed.
Don't say we're gonna get washed. It's gonna be a good game.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be a great game.
Now let's talk about this new NBA TV deal.
Yes, ESPN and TNT have retained the rights to show NBA games for the next 9 years. They have a new deal that just got announced yesterday. And that deal is valued at an estimated $2.66 billion per year. It's going to be for the next 9 years. That's great.
Yeah, and in other news, LeBron James has not retained the rights to his hairline. LeBron, just go bald, dog. Okay?
Well, stop it.
Just do it, man. The world
He's all right, man.
Well, that would lead to a substantial increase in team salary cap, so we don't know at this point how that increase will be implemented, but they need to spread that over several seasons, and some of the players are going to benefit from this.
Yes, and LeBron James will benefit by getting a baldy. Listen, I am part of the receding hairline club too, LeBron. That's why I got a baldy.
He doesn't want to look like you.
Look like me and Jeezy. I know you're trying to get away from the Michael Jordan comparisons, but shave that head bald, dog.
Now, 90% of women who work in restaurants say they face sexual harassment. Yeah?
And those are 90% of women that depend on tips. And if you get tips, then the federal minimum wage is only $2.13 per hour. For jobs that are non-tips, you get $7.25 per hour as minimum wage. And they say women who live off of tips get the worst kinds of sexual harassment. They're twice as likely to be sexually harassed as women in states that require the full minimum wage for their workers. And 2/3 of women and half of men have experienced some form of sexual harassment by a restaurant manager, owner, or supervisor.
No women deserve to be sexually harassed, and men shouldn't look down upon waitresses just because they're waitresses or because I'm tipping you. I feel like I can talk to you any old kind of way.
And a lot of women who rely on tips are also told they have to dress sexy at work by management and things like that, which obviously leads to customers harassing you more.
You know what a simple solution to all of this is?
What?
Hire ugly waitresses. hire cosmetically challenged, chunky waitresses. They will not have to worry about getting sexually harassed.
Stop it.
They still probably will.
Probably not.
My goodness. All right, and that's front page news. Now, when we come back, we have R&B singer Tinashe. She'll be joining us. We'll kick it with Tinashe, get her whole life, see what she's about, and don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on. That was Drake, 0 to 100. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, the Breakfast Club Revolt Music Conference flyaway, all right? Now, keep it locked. You can win 2 all-access passes to the Revolt Music Conference in Miami. Airfare for 2. 3 nights at the Fountain Blue, ground transportation, and $100 daily food and beverage credit, all right? It's going to happen within the next hour. You're going to hear that cue to call, and you could be in the building with us and Revolt in Miami, all right? Then don't go anywhere. We have Tinashe. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. That was Mo Money, Mo Problems, Notorious B.I.G. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. We have Tinashe in the building.
Happy to be here. Charlagmane has so many problems saying your name previously.
Yes.
I've heard.
Very urban ethnic name. Tinashe.
Yes.
You ever had trouble getting an apartment?
No, I actually have not.
Okay.
Actually, my name's from Zimbabwe. That's where my dad's from.
Oh.
He's from Zimbabwe, and it means we are with God in Shona.
Oh, that's hot.
Fun fact.
Now, we're glad to have you here because we've always had some issues with, decoding Tinashe.
Right.
Yeah, what's your nationality?
Well, my dad, like I said, is from Zimbabwe. My mom is Danish, Irish, Norwegian. She's from Iowa. She knows her blonde.
She got no African in her.
I do.
No doubt.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Like what?
Like a pervert.
How's that perverted saying it's like she don't got no African in her?
I don't know, but I do. Half. Completely half.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about the song 2 On because that's a song that really blew up. I know you had a long career before that and we're going to get into all of that. But we were trying to figure out what does 2 On mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I gave them some whole other explanation that completely wasn't true, but it was funny.
Yeah,
Dictionary definition number 2.
No. She said when your period's on and all kind of stuff, it's a heavy flow.
No, that is not what I said.
She said when it's a heavy flow day, it's 2 on.
I said it's because she likes to do threesomes and she likes to have 2 on.
I've heard that definition before. 2 on is just basically like being like a little bit too buzzed, a little bit too faded, a little bit like
too drunk, too high.
Yeah, but like in a good way, not like to the point where you're like
she's turned
passed out. Yeah, you're just turned up. It's like that's what's going on.
So it's a level past turned up.
I think it's like when you're super turned up.
Like almost about to get arrested, but not quite there yet.
But not quite there yet because you're having a grand old time.
Got you.
A grand old time.
A grand old time.
All right, now let's get into Tinashe's background because some people might look at it like, oh, she just had one hit song and now she's just famous.
Right.
But you've actually been doing a lot as a child actor and in a group before this, so talk about that.
It's been a long, long journey. You know, for me, I've been working in the entertainment industry since I was like 3-4 years old doing, movies, commercials, TV. And I always wanted to pursue music. That was always kind of my biggest passion. And I was just kind of waiting until I felt like, I had the proper platform. I was old enough to really start pursuing music. So when I was about 14, that was when I really took a step back from acting and just kind of focused everything on music full time. And at
was
that
that
time,
5 years ago? You look 19.
21.
Okay.
You were also on 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
How was working with Charlie Sheen?
It was super, low key, actually. Like, he was super professional. He was always on time.
He wasn't 2 on?
He was not 2 on as far as I could tell. I mean, if he did, he kept it on the DL. He never offered me coke.
Really? You never tried to smash? You were probably young then, though.
That would be disgusting, Charlie.
That would be a little creepy. Yeah, that would be creepy.
He strikes me as the creepy type, though.
He probably is a little bit creepy.
And then you were also in a group?
Yes.
All right. And that group, how was that group put together?
We were just kind of auditioned, thrown together. It was one of those kind of manufactured girl groups. But
yeah, like they do the boy bands.
Yeah, but let me get an Asian girl, let me get a Mexican girl, let me get a black girl.
What was the name of the group?
We were called the Stunners.
No, that's terrible.
That's the type of group
but you tried to say it like it was dope.
That sounds like a tentative title for a group.
I take no credit for the name.
We might give them a budget, we might not. I'm not sure.
We'll see how it goes.
The Stunners. That don't sound like nothing with longevity.
All right, so how excited are you for your debut album? Because actually, it has gotten some fantastic reviews. It was streaming online, so I had a chance to hear it. Do you feel like 2 On is appropriate if people want to see what the rest of the music is like? Do you think that's a good representation?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think people who have heard 2 On probably assume that the album was full of 2 Ons and full of turn up music and just kind of more ratchet type stuff. But that's just a side that I like to be able to dabble in and like touch on.
I'm just glad your album came out before Powerhouse, because I was like, she need at least 2 songs.
I need at least
that one too
yeah,
on.
do 2 on loop just over and over again. You guys still 2 on?
And you wrote everything.
Yes, or I co-wrote songs as well, but even a lot of the songs I recorded in my home studio, like on my own, kind of try to keep the same like mixtape vibe that I've been doing in the past. So
yeah, is that how you built your fan base? Because you got a little cult like following I see online.
Yeah, they're awesome. They go in.
You got a name? Is it a name for the crew?
Well, I call him Team Tinashe.
Okay.
Team Tinashe, the sweet team.
So you was putting out mixtapes and stuff like that prior to all of this?
Yeah, I put out 3 mixtapes that I basically kind of just wrote and recorded and put out on my own.
How long did it take you to sign a deal from when you first said, I'm going to be solo now?
Actually, not that long. It felt like a really long time to me in my head, but I mean, I went solo when I was 18. I signed the deal 19?
Oh, that's not long at all.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
That ain't no struggle.
It felt like it, man. It really felt like it.
But you had to struggle?
Every single day I was at home like, oh, come on, what's going to happen? But yeah, I mean, they were really interested after I put out my first mixtape, and that was in 2012. So I was really lucky.
Okay. Well, we got more with Tinashe in minutes. Right now, here's her joint. Tinashe, Schoolboy Q is 2 on. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now that was Tinashe with 2 on. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club.
How did that record break? Because I heard about it when Drake got on it, but was it a radio push from the label behind it, or did it break off a mixtape or something?
No, it was the first official single from the album, so that came out in January. We started kind of going to radio with it. We, had the music video came out, I think, around March, and then Drake covered it, I want to say, like June?
How did you get on it? You just like the record?
Yeah, I guess so.
And he liked Tinashe.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah, used to date or something?
No, I didn't know him. I did not know him. I'd met him before, but I didn't know him when he got on the song.
You said you found out on Twitter.
I found out on Twitter.
Wow.
It was a total surprise. That was a cool day, because I was literally like, oh, really?
So you reached out to him like, yo, let's do the video or something?
Or something. No, actually, he reached out to me. But then, we've hung out a few times. He invited me to do his OVO Fest in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And so I came out and performed 2 on there. So it's been good.
Word.
What's your favorite song on the album?
My current favorite, I think, is Cold Sweat, which is track 3.
Damn, what the hell is a cold sweat?
It's actually about pressure and street, but it sounds really sexy, so it's kind of disguised by some sultriness.
What kind of pressure does a beautiful girl like you have in this having life?
Pressure, man. There's pressure. There's pressure to prove that you're a real artist and not just a pretty face.
True.
There's pressure to, for some reason, people always pit, other females against one another, which doesn't make any sense to me, because there's 1,000,001 male artists that look exactly the same and make virtually the same music, and that doesn't seem to bother people.
And they compare you to people all the time.
But it seems like there's only room for 2 females in the industry, which doesn't really make sense to me, so there's pressure there. There's pressure from myself to be successful.
Right.
Have record executives ever pressured you to give up sexual favors
Here we go.
in order for a career advancement?
Is that what you're thinking
No.
Really?
No.
The industry sure has changed. Remember when they used to sleep with young pretty girls like this?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember that.
You remember, Yee.
I don't remember anything happening like that. Either one of your parents managed you when you first started?
Well, my dad used to take me to all my auditions and stuff, so he was kind of financially supported me. They believed in me. They never told me that it was stupid or
So they come from money?
No, actually my dad was literally, like I said, born in a hut, grew up with his family living in foster care because his dad was working. My mom grew up in a tiny, tiny, tiny town in Iowa. So they've just worked really hard and struggled and all had 3-4 jobs and just done whatever they could to.
Your father migrated, what's the word? Imported, migrated, what's the word?
Imported. Imported
okay, let's just say moved. He moved from Africa to America?
Yeah, he moved to America when he was 7. His dad just wanted to give them a better life, more opportunities. So LA would give me more opportunities. And like I said, they just always encouraged it.
Wow, so they all packed up to move to LA to support you?
Whole family.
Wow.
That's incredible.
How many of y'all is it?
5.
You the youngest?
I'm the oldest.
What? Mm-hmm. And you 21?
Yeah.
So who's the youngest?
He's 15.
Hold on. Oh, you had them all around at the same time?
15,
they was popping
18, and 21.
Got you. Your mom's white? Oh, yeah, the African man couldn't stay out that white poom poom. I get it.
Shut up. Keep it going.
I get it. I totally understand.
What about dating for you? How difficult is that?
It's honestly kind of non-existent at this point, mostly just because the schedule is so intense. I'm never home. I don't have time to the energy that it takes to continue a relationship is not something that I even have time for.
All that texting, right?
Yeah, come on. Well, about BS too, just about nothing. So I haven't really dated in a while, but it's not something that's my priority right now. So I'm doing so much exciting stuff.
You would have to date somebody in the industry.
I would?
Yeah, because they're the only person that would understand your life at this point.
I mean, I feel like some people, if they're doing their own thing and they're successful in whatever they're doing and, they have goals and ambitions, they can respect it depending on the person, but...
Now when it's 1 a.m. and you in the studio with Chris Brown, what are you doing?
Where are you?
Well, what kind of guys do you like? If you had to say, these are the 5 things I look for in a guy.
5 things? I would say, obviously, loyalty, honesty, respect for their friends and their, relatives and people around them, just somebody who's respectful. Somebody who understands my life.
Okay.
Like I said, doesn't try to, affect it or make me feel bad about having to do things.
What's your last name?
Kachingwe.
You'll never get an apartment. I don't care what you tell me. You can tell me, lie to me and tell me she'll get an apartment. Tinashe Kachingwe.
As long as she has good credit, she's fine.
It's really funny because me and my brothers have super African names, and my parents have the most basic names ever.
What's their name?
Michael and Amy.
Why would they
do that to you?
Go back to our roots.
Tanisha Kachingwe. What's the rest of you?
Tinashe.
Oh. Tinashe Kachingwe. What's the other 4 names?
Tulani.
What?
Kudzai.
Tulani and Kudai. No, it's only 3 of you.
Yeah, there's 3.
Tulani, Kudai, and Kachingwe. No, Tanisha.
Tinashe.
Tanisha Kachingwe.
Oh my God.
Tinashe
Kachingwe.
Okay.
The label made you drop your last name, didn't they?
No, actually, I've been planning this career since I was really young.
Okay.
So, but I was 8. I was I'm just gonna be Tinashe. Yeah. I don't need the full name.
Is there another Tinashe that we should know of?
There are a lot of other Tinashes. It's a virtually common name.
It's like Shaniqua in the hood, though.
Actually, there's a lot of males named Tinashe.
Okay.
Interesting enough.
And that means
don't get
God, what?
We are with God.
We are with God. That's dope. I like that.
Thank you.
Team Tinashe. Team We Are With God.
Yes.
That's hot.
Team We Are With God.
Always.
And the album's in stores right now?
Album is available, finally.
Stop looking at her like that. You're a pervert.
I'm out the game. I'm just admiring from afar. That's all. I'm just waiting to hear some good stories about Miss Kanachiwa. What's her name? What is it?
Kachingwe.
Kachingwe! You gotta teach me how to spell that.
Kaching.
That's worth at least 500 points.
That's good, actually. Kaching.
Kaching.
That's how you spell the beginning.
That should be the name of your next album, Kachingwe.
Hey, it could be.
That's dope.
That's a good idea.
All right, well, Tinashe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Album available, and we'll see you at
Powerhouse.
And she'll have more than one song to perform.
I will.
Tinashe, it's the Breakfast Club.
Lifestyle, Rich Gang, morning everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. We're talking Drake.
Listen up. It's just in. All the guys. The Rumor Report. Guys. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, we got to talk about Drake. What do you want to hear first, the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
All right, the good news is that Drake just broke a record previously held by the Beatles, and that is for the number of singles to be featured on Billboard's Hot 100. So the Tuesday remix with I Love McConan hit number 90 on the chart, so it's a 70-second single he's had that's been on the chart for Drake. That's a big deal.
Congratulations to him. You know that McConan guy caught a body one time, right?
Yeah, you were telling me.
That's crazy.
All right, now let's discuss this whole messy situation of Drake versus a Houston stripper named Johnny Blaze. It's a very long story. Now, if you don't know who Johnny Blaze is, I first heard of her quite some time ago. At one point, she was twerking on stage, and they said she went into convulsions, and she had to go to the emergency room. Allegedly, at that point, she had a miscarriage on stage while she was twerking.
Oh, I heard about her.
Remember that?
She's originally from New York, though.
Right, and I feel like she was supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop New York at one point. But I'm not sure what happened with that.
All right, tell me more about this thought. What's going on?
Well, anyway, she is saying that Drake allegedly threatened her life. Now, the Houston Police Department has confirmed that they've launched an investigation. They are investigating Drake at this time. According to Johnny Blaze, she said that she and Drake had sex, and she said they had unprotected sex for a whole entire weekend. She asked him why would he mess with her with no condom? What if I get pregnant? And he said, I'm not worried about that. I just want to give you the best of me.
That sounds so Drake.
She said he wanted to feel all of me. He went down on me. He kissed me. He's a loving, sexual person. Now, she said that she and Drake did get into a heated argument in the club on his last night in town over him talking to another girl while they were together. She works at V Live. Remember, Envy, when we were there, everybody was going to V Live after the club in Houston?
Yep.
Okay, so that's where she does work. She, by the way, has lost her job since all of these things have happened. Now, according to Johnny Blaze, she thought that she and Drake were having this relationship, and she actually put out text messages between the two of them. But then she found out that one of her friends, who is also a former V-Life shipper, Lyra Galore, ended up at Drake's condo in Toronto, and they were all coupled up. Pictures were posted on Instagram and everything. Now, she said she had made plans to fly to Toronto to go see Drake, but instead, he ended up flying out her friend just days later. When she confronted Drake about it, allegedly Drake said that the girl, he didn't even know her. They just happened to be in the same place. All the rooms look alike. That's why it looked like she was in his bathroom. Then later on, when there was no denying it, he did say that she was in town to film a music video and that he never had sex with her. This is all according to Johnny Blaze. This is her side of the story.
Let me tell you something. I'm not a Drake fan by any means.
We know.
But I ain't listening to no hoe. I don't want to hear nothing she got to say. Sit down, eat this slice of pizza, and be quiet, okay?
Well, Charlamagne, there is an investigation going on, so that's why we're telling you what happened. You can't prejudge.
I ain't prejudging, but I'm just saying I'm prejudging the fact that I ain't listening to no hoe.
All right, now, according to Johnny Blaze, that's when things got a little bit out of control. She says that she said she wasn't going to put Drake on blast, but she was all in her feelings, and I actually saw some of these posts on Instagram. She was very upset, and she said Drake made some calls and sent men to her place of employment to try to shake her up. She wasn't working that night. When they couldn't find her, they sent some threats through her friend. They said that she was going to catch an issue, and she said that Drake put a price on her head. Now, she said she feared for her life, and at one point, the guys went as far as kicking down the door to her apartment, where she, a female friend, and a 10-month-old child were staying. That's when she said she feared so much for her safety that she went to the police and filed a police report. So she sent Drake a text saying that she has gotten the authorities involved, and she posted that as well. It seems at this point Drake is just ignoring her.
Listen, I'm questioning the character of that witness on the ground that she had a miscarriage on stage while she was scripting.
That has nothing to do with anything, but
yes, it does.
She also recently was engaged or had a boyfriend or something who was murdered, and that was like I think last year or something like that. So it seems like a lot to be going through now. We don't know what happened, but I will say this: there's no way you could have possibly thought that Drake was your man.
Drake's not putting no hit on nobody.
There's no way that anybody in their right mind would think that Drake is their boyfriend. We all know that he's booed up all the time with different women.
First of all, stop sleeping with strippers, fellas. Sleeping with strippers was so early 2000s. Bartenders is where it's at now.
Oh,
okay?
Shut up, man.
You want bartenders, man.
But
strippers,
a whole weekend of unprotected sex? Come on.
Strippers was so 2002, 2003. Bartenders is where it's at.
My goodness.
Okay?
So I do find it hard to believe that Drake put a hit out on her.
Nah, that doesn't sound right.
And I think if that was true, it would be very easy to prove if he really did send people to her place of employment and broke down the door to her apartment. Those are all allegations that I would think would need some type of evidence and that there are witnesses. So I guess we'll see. But according to Drake, they're saying the allegations are absolutely not true.
Hey, man, them hoes gonna talk. I don't know nothing. I'm not listening to her.
Okay.
All right, well, that is
girls get you caught up out here, man. Girls always spreading lies about people. I ain't saying she's lying, but I'm just saying girls always spreading lies about people. Okay, that could be any of us, fellas. You know what I'm saying? We don't. I don't
band together, Charlamagne. Band together. You get ready for when your allegations come out.
I have no allegations. I don't believe the words that are coming out of that young lady's mouth. Okay?
My goodness. All right. Well, that's the rumors. Now, Charlamagne.
Yes.
Donkey coming up.
Yeah, 4 after the hour, we need to talk to Adrian Peterson. He's just out here making all kind of mistakes. We're going to talk about it.
Okay. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I was born a donkey. It's the donkey of the
For the donkey of the day.
That's pretty fun.
Charlamagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, October 7th goes to Adrian Peterson. Now, one thing about this Donkey of the Day thing is you can't escape it, okay? If you don't get it for one thing, eventually it will catch up with you and you will get it for something else. Basically, if you deserve to get it, you gonna get it. It's like karma, okay? You can't run from it no matter how fast you are, even a great running back like Adrian Peterson. Now, Adrian Peterson, who is currently preparing to appear in a courtroom outside of Houston tomorrow, I believe, for child abuse charges, is now being accused of doing something else a little sketchy. Now, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune released a report saying that in 2011, Adrian Peterson participated in an orgy at the Eden Prairie Hotel. Nothing wrong with that, right? Adrian Peterson was with 2 relatives, one including his brother, who was a minor at the time. I guess AP wanted to get his brother broken in. Nothing.
It's a little illegal.
I guess, the pain could have been 16, 17, I don't know. But the problem with this situation was a young girl got upset because she saw Adrian Peterson having sex with another girl. She told Adrian that she didn't like that and that she was emotionally connected to him. And AP had to tell her, look, I'm engaged with a baby on the way, okay? You got to relax, ma. What he should have said is, me and my boys in here jumping you off, talking to me about feelings. Relax. Well, that girl went and made a rape accusation. Luckily, no charges were filed. But the reason Adrian Peterson is getting donkey today is because one of Adrian's relatives, guess what his name is?
What?
Which should be a sure tell sign that trouble abounds. Chris Brown is his name. Okay,
not that Chris Brown.
Let's be clear. Not that beige bad boy Chris Brown, the R&B singer. That's just Adrian Peterson's relative named Chris Brown. When are y'all gonna learn not to associate with anybody named Chris Brown? When you are around somebody named Chris Brown, it is a sign that something bad is going to happen. Stay far away from people first name Chris, last name Brown. Well, Chris Brown, Adrian Peterson's cousin, told police that he paid for the hotel room the orgy was in using the credit card for Adrian Peterson's all-day charity. Now, Adrian Peterson, out of all the credit cards you got, you mean to tell me you paying for the room, you got the Poom Poom in with the card you use to donate to charities? You mean to tell me you don't got no other card? No American Express Black Card, no Wells Fargo Platinum Debit Card, no Rush Card, no purple Visa with a Vikings helmet on it. I mean, your cousin don't have his own card. You can't give him cash, so he can just put the money in the ATM later to cover it so he don't go in the red. And furthermore, you in Minneapolis, how you pronounce it?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Where you play at? Why the hell was you at a hotel? Couldn't you have done all of this at home? If you didn't want to take the chicks to your crib, you could have got busy at a friend's house. Then you wouldn't have had to use no credit card. Nonetheless, the credit card that you use to donate to your charities? Come on, bruh. Come on, bro. Your Poom Poom intake should not be attached to your charity in any way. You can't write that off on your taxes. Give Adrian Peterson the biggest hee-haw.
So there's no way to spin that and say it was for charity?
No, I don't think so. Not at all. It's the credit card for your charity. You don't use that to get a hotel room that you having an orgy in, okay? I'm sure you got another card lying around. Well, you can't tell me that's the only card you got.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Raven Simone, she made some comments about her race and sexuality. Let's listen to these comments right fast.
I don't need a categorizing statement for it.
So you don't want to be labeled gay?
I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
What?
I'm sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say?
I mean, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from, but I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American.
All right, 800-585-1051. Do you agree or disagree? Do we need labels to identify ourselves? That is the question.
I don't know what country in Africa I'm from either.
Now shut up.
I thought Africa was a country.
We'll talk about it when we come back. It's a continent.
But it was a long time. I just thought it was a country.
My goodness. We'll take your calls when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We burning. Sean Paul, morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We're the Breakfast Club. What?
I cannot believe that Spanish man from the Bronx named Sean Paul has been able to fool people all these years.
Stop it.
To have people think that he is indeed from Jamaica and make a killing in the reggae industry.
He's Jamaican. Now, we're talking about these comments that Raven Simone said. Let's listen right fast.
I don't need a categorizing statement for it.
So you don't want to be labeled gay?
I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
What?
I'm sorry.
My Lord. What did you just say?
I mean, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from, but I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American.
All right, so let's start with the room. What do you guys think about that? Angela Yee.
I think it's very aspirational, but I also think it's difficult for people to not label you.
I mean, it is difficult, but I agree with it. I don't want my kids to have labels. I don't want my kids to be known as the black children that live in my area. I want them to just be known as whether they're good children or bad children.
But I do feel like some people are proud of where they're from. For me, my culture did shape who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm from my mom is from Montserrat. My father's Chinese. I have no problem with letting people know that.
But I don't care where you're from. But just the fact that you're Angela Yee and you're a good person, that's what we care about. That's what makes people listen.
I'm not saying that you should care, but some people like to represent where they're from.
What about you, Charlamagne?
I applaud Olivia for that.
Her name is not Olivia. It's Raven Simone.
Okay, I respect Raven Simone for that. I say all the time, I am a spiritual being living a human existence, period. God created me human. Truth to the matter is, yes, we are all human, but we all do have ethnic origins and different sexualities and genders, so people will label us as such. But I do applaud what she believes because I believe that as well. I'm just aware that's not the reality of the situation.
Right. Well, let's go to the phone lines. 800-585-1051. We have Kia on the line. Now, Kia, do you agree or disagree with what Raven Simone said?
I can agree with her because, with her being famous from childhood, it's being labeled all your life can be stressful. Now, as far as the gay part, I don't know nothing about that. I don't swing that way, so I can't, I can't feel her on that. You know what I'm saying? But the African-American part, see, now me, I have Indian in my, history of family, so I wouldn't consider myself an African-American either. You know what I'm saying? Because India ain't in Africa. You feel me? So
you just trying to justify all that Malaysian you got in your head, trying to pass it off as real. That ain't your real head.
Oh, stop it. Hello, who's this?
Jay from Seymour.
Jay, do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone?
Nah, I agree with him, man. We don't need titles and labels on ourselves, man. And we just regular individuals like everybody else. If you put a label on somebody, then that's what they're going to try and label you as, gay or whatever. See me as who I am.
Mike, do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments, bro?
I actually agree with him.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Explain. You don't want to be labeled?
Okay. That's all he wanted to say, man. Not many words. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, this is Rob.
Rob, do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments?
I disagree. I mean, she's the obvious. Like, I'm fat. People gonna categorize me as fat. She black. She's black. If she lesbian, she lesbian. Just deal with it. She just don't want to deal with the repercussions.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel what you're saying, and I feel what she's saying. But I think that people prejudge you when they hear the label. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, soon as somebody,
she just want to get looked at as a person. I guess.
I think that's a great that's a great goal, but I'm just wondering how realistic is it?
Hey man, you got to create your own reality. But yes, we do all just want to be looked at as people, sir.
We would all love that.
Thank you.
That's the goal.
800-585-1051. Do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments? Do we need labels to identify ourselves? Call us right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's Bobby Shmurda, Hot Boy. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now we're talking about these comments Raven Simone said. Can we play the comments right fast?
I don't need a categorizing statement for it.
So you don't want to be labeled gay?
I don't want to be labeled gay. I want to be labeled a human who loves humans. I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
What? I'm sorry. My Lord. What did you just say?
I mean, I don't know what country in Africa I'm from, but I do know that my roots are in Louisiana. I'm an American.
Listen, Olivia made a lot of good points, man. I wish the whole world just saw people as people. Labels create stereotypes and people prejudging. The truth of the matter is, I can't say I'm African American because I don't know if my ancestry started in Africa. When I've researched my ancestry, my roots trace back to Ireland. You ever heard of black Irish immigrants?
No.
Contrary to popular belief, all black people ain't from Africa. You ever heard of this place called the Caribbean?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. 800-585-1051. We have Gerard on the line. Now, Gerard, do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone?
I disagree. I mean, she's African American. What the hell is she talking about?
Okay, that's all you got out of that?
That's what she's talking about. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. She's black. She's from over there, man.
I feel the same way she feels because all my family from South Carolina and New Jersey. Not saying that my ancestral roots don't probably go back to Africa, but when I trace my ancestral roots, they actually go back to Ireland somewhere. So I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Kurt, good morning. Do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments?
No, I agree with her. She's not an African American. She's an American. You know what an African American looks like? We're European Americans. Our descendants come from Africa, but we're born in America.
Exactly.
Black Americans. Only person around here that can say that African American probably Charlagmane.
Why is that?
I'm a South Carolina American. What the hell's wrong with you?
Charlagmane? Really? I would say that's the last person.
Yeah. Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Stan from Houston.
Stan, do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments?
I agree with her, man. We got too many labels in the world. That's the problem. That's why we got all these wars and all that. Be human. That's
human, man.
Is.
Be a human being.
Exactly.
We're people. That's it.
That's it. We're people, man. Everybody human. We stop all this black, white crap and Muslim crap, all that, and everybody just be human and treat one another with respect and love and everything. The world will be a much better place. But I know the world we live in that's almost like far-fetched.
And I mean,
you know what I mean?
We all got obvious differences. Some people are tall, some people are skinny, some people are black, some people are white. But at the end of the day, we all still just human.
Jersey, good morning. Do you agree or disagree with Raven Simone's comments?
I strongly agree with it because when it comes to like Caucasian people, they don't say, "Oh, well, I'm Irish American" or "I'm Italian American." They just say, "I'm American." So why can't black people say I'm American too? Why
Well, I do know Italian people that say that they're Italian. I know Irish people that say they're Irish.
Yes, that is very true. But
I think some people are very proud of their heritage also, and that's why they identify with it.
And Caribbean people do say they are
I
Caribbean.
say that.
West Indian, absolutely.
But I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm from Africa.
Oh my God!
I'm serious. I don't know. It's easy. It's easy to say, yeah, all of us came from Africa. But how do I know that? When I have researched my ancestral history, my people, the McKelveys, we come from Ireland. Okay. I'm Irish.
I mean, my last name is Casey. I'm somewhere over there too.
That's Africa?
No.
Well, if your first name wasn't Leonard and your first name wasn't Rashawn, I would tend to believe that.
It has nothing to do with anything. Those are American names, as far as I know.
Well, what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is people are too complicated to have simple labels. Okay, once you label me, you negate me. And it amazes me that people don't want other people to be people, but that's all we are at the end of the day, is just people. People. That's it.
All right.
Well, we are complicated.
Well, person
with different
over there.
experiences and everything.
That's what I said. We're too complicated to have
very
simple
complicated.
labels.
Well, person over there. We have rumors coming up, person?
I don't know which person you're talking to because there's a couple of people in here.
You!
Me as in, describe me.
The only woman in the room.
We do have I don't want to be identified as just a woman.
All right. Angela Yee, rumors, come on.
There we go. Now, I will give you an update on this whole Johnny Blaze versus Drake situation. There is a new update. We told you earlier she's a stripper from V Live in Houston who says that he sent the goons out to attack her and threaten her. Now she is kind of changing it up.
Okay. Also, we'll tell you how you can win a trip out to the Revolt Music Conference out in Miami. You want to hang with the Breakfast Club? Hey, we'll tell you how when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's Hold You Down, Khaled.
No purchase necessary. Void in Arizona, Alaska, Hawaii, and where prohibited. Open to contiguous U.S. residents 18 and over. For official rules, visit breakfastclubgiveaway.com. Prizes provided by Revolt.
All right, and caller 105 right now. 800-585-1051. You win a trip for two to the Revolt Music Conference in Miami. All right, now that includes 2 all-access passes to the conference, airfare for 2 or 3 night stay at the Fountain Blue.
The Fountain Blue?
Ground transportation.
Nice.
And $100 daily food and beverage credit.
Nice.
Call 105 right now, 800-585-1051. You will be in Miami with a ton of special guests, performances, and us, all right? Now, that's brought to you by the Breakfast Club for the Revolt Music Conference.
Fountain Blue got some amazing cookies, by the way. You think the Doubletree got good cookies?
No, nothing like those Fountain Blue cookies.
Doubletree cookies ain't got nothing on them Fountain Blue cookies, dog. Let me tell you something. If you win this contest and the girl you take with you, she has to put out, okay?
Nobody has to do anything.
Yeah, you going to the
Stop it.
Okay, you don't have to, but I'm saying you're going to the Revolt Music Conference. You're staying at the Fountain Blue. Why wouldn't you put out? Something wrong with her if she don't want to put out.
Maybe it's that time of the month.
Hey, period don't stop. Nothing but a sentence. Especially when you're staying at the Fountain Blue with them good ass cookies. You hear me?
Now, everybody don't get them good ass cookies, all right? Let me just tell you, it's not in every room, Charlagmane. No.
Why not?
No.
You think they did that special just for us that time we went?
Yes, remember there was a letter, thank you, Breakfast Club for staying here.
The cookies had to come from somewhere, Envy. They didn't go up the street and buy the cookies and bring them back.
They gave us the cookies for free as a thank you for staying here. Those cookies are not in every room all the time.
Well, use that $100 gift certificate every day to get cookies.
There you go.
They got cookies and brownies at the Fountain Blue. So, enjoy yourselves.
All right.
And if your girl is on her period,
make love to a cookie.
Eat a brownie, lay the towel down, and have a good time.
All right. All right. Now, we got rumors coming up, Yee?
Yes, we are going to tell you about Little Kim. Some people are not too thrilled with her about a alleged appearance that she was supposed to make. Also, Drake versus Johnny Blaze, a stripper from Houston. Find out the update, and everything just changes so quickly.
Okay, all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. And congratulations to Abby Babaya. Yeah, she just won a trip to Miami for the Revolt Music Conference. She and the guests will be flying out to Miami.
You're at the game, dog.
Living it up out the Fountain Blue for 3 nights and enjoying special guest speakers, performers, and Diddy's star-studded music conference, all courtesy of Revolt. We have another trip to give away, so just keep it locked, and that trip could be yours.
Is Abby cute, though? Because it don't matter if I'm out the game. The point is, you don't want her to be the only ugly girl in Miami for that weekend.
We answered the phone, sir. There is no Skype, FaceTime, or anything.
No, listen, ugly girls do not have a good time in Miami.
Oh, shut your face.
Ugly girls got to buy their own drinks. They got to wait in line at the club.
Stop it.
Nobody taking pictures with them.
Congratulations.
But whoever, Abby's going to be VIP with us.
All right, now we got rumors. We got to give you some updates with Drake.
Listen up. It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip with Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
So earlier this morning, we told you that the Houston Police Department has confirmed that they were investigating Drake, all because a stripper named Johnny Blaze said that she and Drake had sex the whole entire weekend unprotected, and then he was sleeping with one of her friends and so on and so forth. And I guess she said that he was threatening her and had goons come to her job and break down the door of her home. Well, now she is saying that everything got blown out of proportion and Drake never sent anyone to harm her. She actually apologized to Drake, his team, and his fans for all of the false stories about him threatening her. Now, I don't know if she's saying that she lied, but she is saying it never happened and the stories are being blown out of proportion.
Didn't I tell y'all last hour, don't listen to that hoe? I'm not listening to no...
She went from 100 to 0 real quick.
Exactly. I'm not listening to no scripper who had a miscarriage on stage while scripping.
I think that's allegedly. Say allegedly with that.
Isn't it a video?
She just started bleeding on stage and had to go to the hospital.
Whatever it was, her character is in hella question. I'm not listening to that. Stop listening to these chicks when they talk about the trice they have with men, okay? Because you don't know if they're telling the truth or not. Just hush.
That's your story. You stick with it.
That's exactly. Don't listen to no hoe when they talk.
Well, now it just looks crazy. You made all these allegations and went on Twitter and Instagram, and now you're saying it never happened. And the stories that you put out there are being blown out of proportion.
You just reinforce what Charlagmane thinks about hoes. Okay, don't listen to them. Sit down, eat this slice of pizza, and be quiet. Okay.
All right, now let's move on to Bobby Shmurda. Remember I told you earlier that I heard he had gotten arrested one day, the night before. Well, I guess that really did happen. And he feels like the cops have a vendetta against him in New York City. Now, he was busted for smoking a joint while double parked on a street in Brooklyn, and they took him to jail for the night. I did hear it was a the narcs that ran up on him. All right, here's what he had to say when he got released.
I just came home from the bookings. Bum ass 67 cops try to lock me up. Took my car, my credit cards, everything. Try to take my jewelry. There ain't nothing. I make about 40 bands a week. Y'all can never stop me. Can't stop me. I missed the show yesterday, but I'll make it up.
Bobby Shmurda.
We're going to need you to chill. Okay, you're doing a show for us. We just need you to keep it.
Bobby Shmurda take his arrest record, throw it in the air, it never comes down, B. Just disappears.
The only problem is this. You know, the cops, if they do have a vendetta against you, now you just made it even worse.
Absolutely worse.
I would have just keep quiet, but I feel him, you know.
Shmurda be all right.
I feel him on that, but they definitely are going to give you a hard time. And little Kim, they said, is in danger of losing a huge portion of her fan base. She actually was supposed to do a meet and greet with some of her gay fans, and they do a lot of business with her. All she had to do was mingle with 100 high-paying fans and then do a quick show for his club for their 5th anniversary, but they're saying that she showed up late. She skipped out on the meet and greet, and now they have to give refunds to everybody that paid to meet her. And she's saying that she was never told about the meet and greet. But you know how it happens. Sometimes you don't know everything you're supposed to do, and at the end of it all, as the performer, you look like you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So that's how it's looking. All right, and that is your Rumor Report. I'm Angela Yee.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Up next is the People's Choice. Make sure you want to hear something, 800-585-1051. Whatever you want to hear, hit us up right now. Follow me on that Instagram or that Twitter, and I'll get your request in. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
So there's no way to spin that and say it was for charity?
No, I don't think so.
Not at all.
It's the credit card for your charity. You don't use that to get a hotel room that you having an orgy in, okay? I'm sure you got another card lying around.
Well,
you can't tell me that's the only card you got.
All right. Well, Charlagmane, thank you for that donkey of the day.
And by the way, I just want to say congratulations to Kimora. She's pregnant with her 4th child. I just read that.
Kimora who? Kimora Lee Simmons?
Yeah, Kimora Lee Simmons.
And who shot Kimora's club up? Who did it this time?
She has a husband. Now she's married. Tim Leisner. He's a banker.
Oh, I didn't know she got married after she was dating Amistad.
Jimon Honsu.
What's his name?
Jimon Honsu.
I thought she was still with him.
Nope.
All right, well, congratulations to her. All right, keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. That's Chris Brown, Ursha, Rick Ross. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela
Yee.
Charlagmane Tha God, we are the Breakfast Club.
Good morning.
I'm very upset I missed that Usher interview, by the way.
Yeah, he's upset too.
Yeah, I cannot believe that y'all did not ask him why he loved vintage vagina so much. Nothing wrong with vintage vagina. Vintage vagina is any woman that's 40 and up who's aging like wine. But why does he like old poom poom so much? That's what I want to know.
Okay, well, he'll be back.
Yeah, he said he'll come back just to see you. Any other questions you have for him?
Nothing else?
No, I'm not
It's a
saying
vintage vagina?
because I don't want anybody else stealing my questions and using them later when they interview him.
Then why'd you say that one?
Because ain't nobody else going to ask him that.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
That's a question a guy has to ask.
No, they won't.
You know, as a female, when you ask certain questions, people be like, oh, she hating. Why she ask
What
that?
is on your face, yo?
Probably the inside.
Oh, what was that?
Probably the inside of this invisible invisible bully crew neck I'm wearing.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you
A
put
lot
on
of
the
lint on your
sweatshirt,
face.
yeah,
It's on your eyelashes, too.
whatever's on the inside of this invisible bully crew neck. Salute to my dog D-Rock.
D-Rock, what up?
My homegirl Dove came and bought me some invisible bully stuff yesterday. I love invisible bully stuff, by the way.
Okay.
Shout out to them. Now, yesterday, Angela Yee was out and about. Yesterday, you went to Stalley's listening session.
Yeah, Stalley had a listening session for his album Ohio. It comes out later this month. I believe October 27th is the date. Is that a Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So that will be out on October 27th. And then I also went to Tinashe's album release party. Her album is called Aquarius, and it's out today. Doesn't Keisha Cole have an album out today as well?
Yep.
Point of No Return?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby going to buy 100 copies. Birdman said he's going to buy 100 copies.
Oh, stop.
Now,
That's
did
the
you see
least
that
he can do.
Instagram post that Keisha Cole put up of all the money?
Mm-mm.
It was like, there's a whole bunch of money. And she said, money's nice, but it doesn't change anything. I'm going to just put this up for Daniel Gibson Jr. I guess he sent her a bag of money just to say sorry.
He's trying to get back with his wife.
Better than a slice of pizza.
Now, that's great. I was like, Daddy Keisha?
You know how many girls getting a slice of pizza and getting told to shut up, sit down, eat this slice of pizza and be quiet? You better take this bag of money and be quiet.
Okay.
All right, but I'm just letting you know what's available in stores today. Tinashe's album actually got excellent reviews. I read the New York Times, and
It's an EP or album?
it's an album.
Okay.
Yeah, Aquarius, a full feature-length album.
Shout out to her. All right, when we come back, we got the positive note. Don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. And here's
okay.
Tinashe's song right here. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Lifestyle.
Well,
Rich
honey.
Gang. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlagmane Tha God. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlagmane.
Yes.
Leave us on a positive note.
Listen, this goes back to the conversation we was having earlier about labels and things of that nature. And I said it then, and I will repeat it again. People are too complicated to have simple labels, and it amazes me that people don't want other people to be people. But that's all we are at the end of the day. People.
Breakfast Club, bitches!